if you grew up in charismatic, or if you are in a charismatic tradition, the idea of an altar call will be very familiar to you. As a Pentecostal teen, I grew up at youth rallies. Altar calls were central, right? You're called to come down to the front of the church, have others pray over you, and to bring a sacrifice to this so-called altar. Now, as a teen, it was things like secular music, or movies, or toxic relationships, or swearing, or bad habits. As adults, of course, it's much more serious, things like finances or relationships. But the idea of the altar call, the idea of bringing something to that Old Testament mode and means of the altar, to sacrifice, as was the style of Old Testament worship, was central to the way we did Pentecostal Christianity. There was that need for a kind of sacrifice. Now, fast forward my conversion to Catholicism, and here is the altar, central to the way that Catholics worship and have worshipped for 2,000 years, which grew out of the Jewish tradition of that altar and that bloody sacrifice. Here's the once and for all sacrifice of Christ on the cross, not being done over again, but being represented to the Father. And we're called to, as Catholics, to bring our own sacrifices, our own things, and sacrifice that alongside with Jesus to give back to God what is ours. That is the altar call par excellence.